week for sure for our team and staff, coming off a really tough loss, a little adversity. And, we talked about it at the beginning of the week. Adversity is the companion to the champion and the adversary to the weak, and which one you're going to be. And so, I love how they responded. They responded like champions do. You go back to work. You let everybody else pout and cry and moan and groan, and you get yourself up and you go back to work. And that's what they did. I'm just really proud of the team. We weren't perfect, but you got some glimpses of what we can do when we do put it together. So it's just a great win. And again, just proud of how they responded and went and won the division championship. And that was actually one of my personal goals. I mean, it's always a goal to win the division, but it was even a little bit more this year because we're not going to have any more divisions. So this is the last one. And really fitting that, it's here at Clemson. So I'm just proud of that. And again, that was our next goal. Opportunity to continue to move forward, but really good momentum into the fourth quarter of our season. If we stay focused and we continue to learn and apply the lessons from some of the mistakes and things we're doing good, then we can have a really strong finish. And that's really our focus. So. Starting with next week, we got an opportunity to come right back here next week and get a 10th win for 12 years in a row and win on senior day. There's just so much out there for this team. And this was a tough matchup. All right, this is a hot team that's won 4 in a row. A couple of, last play losses coming, into this game. It's a really talented team. And everything we didn't do last week, I told them somebody kidnapped my team. And so it's good to see them back. They played with great effort. They played incredibly physical and tough, and they had a great mindset and a mentality. So, again, just that's what you do. You respond. You go back to work, and they did that. So I'm proud of them. It was a great day. Offensively, DJ did an outstanding job. He's had a rough couple weeks. It just is what it is. And this was kind of a do or die day. Just where we were. And man, he responded, and he played his butt off. And just really proud of him. Made some big time plays, and we put him in a bad spot a few times, but he did a great job. We didn't finish on some drives where we had opportunity. The one we just one more yard on the route. We have a couple turnovers that were critical. But man, I just love how he competed, and good to see him get back on track, and hopefully that will really propel him to go have a great finish because he's had a really good year outside of 2 games. And so hopefully that's a sign of how he's going to finish. But a lot of good things, man. We did some explosive things in the passing game and ran the ball. So really good balance there, 248 yards rushing. Maffa, his first 100-yard game. Shipley was over 100, and then I think that last little play or whatever, cost him, but he still had 97 yards and one of the greatest touchdowns I think I've ever seen. It was unbelievable. That's the definition of ship happens right there. That was incredible. That's the only thing I could say. Even everybody on the sideline just, wow. And we were just this close on a couple more. In fact, I think we would have hit one, but we jumped offside at left tackle. That had nothing to do with the play. And, that thing was creasing. So we left a little bit out there, but really proud of those guys. Antonio, I think he tied a Clemson record today for a freshman with 10 catches, had a touchdown. I thought Ngata was outstanding. He had 2 catches for about 30 yards or so, but the big 3rd and 15. And then the biggest play of the game was him going and getting that fumble recovery. You give him the ball there in the red zone, it's a problem. It could have been huge for momentum, et cetera. But that's why you get to the ball. That's why you hustle. That's why you play hard. Effort never goes in a slump, as we say. And just a huge play in the game for him. So I'm proud of how we started offensively, how we finished the second quarter, and then how we finished the game, and how we started the third quarter. So there were some good things, and then we had some miscues in between, but a lot of things that we can build on. BT had another field goal. Antonio, 12.5 yards per return. Gave us, a chance there on a few things, but defensively, to me, that was the story of the game. I was really concerned coming into this game, especially with how poorly we played last week. These guys got really good backs. Y'all saw that, like really, really good backs. These dudes can run. And in particular, it was one of the things we talked about last night, was third down run. You know, they'll hand the ball off on 3rd and 15 in a heartbeat. And they're really quick and fast. But, you know, they were 3 of 14 on third down, 4 sacks, 9 TFLs. You know, with the fumble recovery, I thought Barrett Carter was, I thought Trotter was outstanding, you know, kind of being the quarterback in there. I thought he played a great game, caused fumble. Jalen come up with the fumble, got the interception by Barrett. We had 2 big stop on downs. I think the real key in the game, because we obviously were loose with the ball, I think maybe was that 9 turnovers now in 3 games. So hopefully that's 3 games and we're done. And we can. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna start coaching with my hat sideways. I don't even know. I'm just gonna. It's just like it's crazy. But sometimes you just kind of go through some funk. And, you know, the difference tonight was we got takeaways. That was the difference, you know, so we kept the margin a little closer. Because, you know, those stops on downs, I know they don't technically count as turnovers, but those are turnovers. And so, you know, in my mind, we still ended up, I guess, +1 in the margin. So that was the difference in the game. And then more importantly, they didn't get points off those turnovers. That was critical. So just proud of our guys for how they competed. And, man, Barrett Carter, wow. We had 3 starters out in Parks and Trenton, and then Bo, and obviously Xavier's out. And then we lost Venables, I think, somewhere during the game as well with his hamstring. So I don't know how long he's out. But, man, I'm really proud of those guys. Mitchell Mays went in, did a nice job. I think Trent Howard got in there for a couple series as well. But really proud of Mitchell. You know, that was a big moment for him, and something hopefully that'll really propel him forward. So because losing Walker was big for us. So a great day. And then Barrett just, I mean, 8 tackles, 3.5 TFLs, 2 sacks, and an interception. I mean, that doesn't happen very often in college football. I mean, it was an incredible day. Moving him into Will, he had great preparation. He really took ownership of it. Wade Woodaz going in there, Mickens. Those guys did a heck of a job. And outside of a few plays where we didn't fit things right, we did a good job against the run. And again, you know, just turned them over, caught the ball. It was a great play by Barrett on the interception, you know, reading it, undercutting it, but it all goes back to the pressure. So did a good job getting after the quarterback, and I hate Malik went out. I got a chance to see him after the game. I really love that kid. I just think he's special. He's a great competitor. He's tough as they come, and hopefully he's going pro, and I won't have to deal with him anymore. So, but, you know, great win for us. Again, appreciate our fans. I thought the military appreciation, I mean, nobody does it better. I mean, it's just a magical night in the Valley every single year when we do it. So hopefully everyone, you know, enjoyed that, and we were able to really honor our military and our veterans in a special way. So appreciate that, and we'll take whatever questions.
Coach, how important was that 3rd and 15 conversion to Ngata in the opening drive, just to give DJ a little bit of early confidence?
That was big. There was no question. Good call by Street, and you know, really just huge play. A great throw. I mean, he made some great throws, man. I still don't know how he completed the one to Antonio over on the sideline. I mean, he got hit, and that's how strong he is, though. You know, as he's hit, he still somehow got his arm forward to throw the ball. And I think the DB over there lost the ball, but he got it over him to Antonio. But that 3rd and 15 was one of the plays of the game. And then we were able to, you know, go down and score. And we've done that. So we played 10 games. I think 7 of the 10 we've scored on the opening drive. And maybe one other one, the Florida State game, we scored the second possession of the drive. So, but these past 2 weeks hadn't been the case. So it's good to get back on track right there and go get that first score and kind of set the tone for the game.
Do you have an update on Trenton Simpson?
He hopefully will be back next week. He just couldn't go this week. And same thing with Walker. They were both kind of close, but not to the point that they would clear him to play. So hopefully both of those guys will be back next week. And, Bo, same thing. He's probably, I don't know that he'll make it back next week, but hopefully South Carolina for sure. We'll see. We'll see where he's at.
Dabo, when you're facing a defense that gives that many looks, that many pressures up front, what was sort of the key to be able to block that up to have as much success you did in the run game?
Yeah, just great preparation. I mean, I thought Thomas did a great job, especially knowing that Walker was out and being able to really get Mitchell all that work all week long. Our scout teams did a great job, of giving us the looks because they're all over the place. I mean, there's a lot of pressure, but just good communication, IDing things. DJ's a quarterback. I mean, he sees it. He really does. I mean, he sees it, and when he's really locked in, I mean, he doesn't get fooled very often. And then we broke a few tackles, and that's what you got to do. You got to have guys that can turn the corner or break an arm tackle here or there, and you saw that. But really good job by those guys up front, and we were really, really close on a couple of those twists, especially on the 4-eye on our counter play. They just got us backside, like looping around. I mean, like that much. So, we can finish a little bit better. But it was all in all a really good day running the football.
Joe, would you say that the motto of the night was confidence and composure? And I asked Coach Goodwin earlier, which day this week leading up to it did the defense look like they locked in and got ready? He said right away on Monday when y'all got through the weekend, got back home. When in your eyes or point of view did the team seem to give you the thought of, okay, this team's got that Notre Dame game behind them, they're ready to go? Yeah,
Monday. I mean, you never know. I thought we had great preparation for Notre Dame, got our butts kicked. So, I mean, you never know. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you can kind of say, yeah, well, but I guess the one thing I can say is it's like our kids, right? You tell them don't touch the stove, but sometimes they do it anyway. But sometimes that's what it takes for you to really listen and really, lock in like you need to. But I was really anxious to see them on Monday. Sunday was a long day for us as a staff. It was disappointing. But I was anxious to see the team on Monday and how they were going to respond. And, man, it was exactly what I hoped, even better, to be honest with you. And back to work, everybody, full ownership. Everybody understands, all on the same page, Everybody speaking the same language, sees the same thing. And then, okay, let's go back to work. Let's do something about it. Can't do anything about it today, but we can have a good Monday, and then we can have a good Tuesday. And had good practice all week and, just good meetings all the way up until we got on the bus today. So I'm just proud of them. It was a dangerous football team that we just beat. And, I'm just proud of them for winning the line of scrimmage, something we didn't do last week. And when you don't win the line of scrimmage, you don't deserve to win. So it was good to see them bounce back and play better because that was our opportunity was today.
Dabo, how impressed are you with Bear Carr accepting the challenge of having to play different positions?
Yeah, well, he's always Wes has always repped him at that wheel, and that's going to be his position for sure. And as I've told y'all many times, he's one of the best football players in my 20 years at Clemson. Pure football player. I mean, the guy can play anywhere. He can go play tailback. He can play corner. He can play safety. He can play nickel Sam. He can play Mike. He can play Will. He's special. I mean, he just has, and we saw that in high school with him. I mean, he's just and you see in high school they played him everywhere. He's so smart. He's got unbelievable instincts for the game. And so, that's kind of his natural position as far as long-term where he's going to be. And Wes has always cross-trained him and repped him there and stuff. And so this just kind of gave us the opportunity to really commit to it. And with Woodaz coming in and Mickens, being able to, he and Makuba, we kind of used them in that nickel spot a little bit, depending on what we were doing. Makuba kind of played the man technique when we needed that. But it was awesome. And that is not an easy team to get ready for. At all, with all the eye candy that they have and misdirection and boots and the influence zone read with that quarterback. It's not an easy team, and man, he was all over the place. But it's just very natural to him, and so it was great to be able to see him have that type of game and hopefully continue to build on it.
How much of DJ getting back playing free and loose hinged on y'all getting him going in the running game to get him sort of lathered up with those runs?
Yeah, I think that was part of it for sure, but I think more it's just him kind of just really getting back to where he needed to be, mentally this week. But we definitely made a commitment to it. Glad I was able to get Cade in there. I felt like, especially trying to end the game, it was a good experience for him, but I felt like we could maybe get him on the edge and at least get a big first down as we tried to milk the clock, make them use their timeouts there, at the end. But so it was good to be able to put him in there too and get some experience. But there's no question. I mean, DJ, when he's really locked in, man, I mean, he's a problem. I mean, he's not going to be a guy that's going to run for 70 yards, but he can really hurt you because he's big and he's strong and he's crafty. But we just wanted to get him hit early, kind of get him going, and we really challenged him this week. Like I said, this was, you didn't have to tell him. I mean, like, he's going to have to play better. He's going to have to play well today, and he did. So I love it. I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him, and now we just got to go back to work and do it again next week.
You saying it was kind of a do or die game for him? Was that going to Cade if he wasn't?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think we need to even. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I mean, you got your best players and we've seen him, play really, really well. And he played terrible against Syracuse, but he wasn't the reason we lost the Notre Dame game. Like I said, he don't play punt team. He don't stop the run. But he did not play well in that first half. But he finished well, and that was encouraging. That's probably another thing is how he finished that game. I think was really good for him. And, so kind of like the Pittsburgh game last year. It was bad, took him out, and then he came in that Pittsburgh game and kind of finished well. And then he just kind of went the rest of the season and really played pretty dang solid, with what we had. So hopefully that's a good thing for him moving forward. But, yeah, I mean, there was no way he was going to have an opportunity to go out there and stink. You're not going to – a guy's won 14 games in a row and he has a bad game against Syracuse, you're not going to bench your quarterback. So now, we didn't play great at Notre Dame, but nobody played great. We didn't coach great either. So, but everybody's got to take ownership, and no question, he needed to play well today, and he did.
Was Shipley in the fumble, is that something you just continue to kind of try in practice?
Yeah. We'll, instead of working on the hurdle drill, maybe we'll work on some ball security drills a little bit more this week. We got that one down. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I've been around football long enough. I mean, sometimes you just have, it's like a rash, man. It just spreads on you. So sometimes it just kind of comes in bunches like that. But it can also turn the other way, too. So the difference was with the stop on downs, the 2 takeaways, it kind of leveled it out, and they didn't score. So, unlike last week, punt block for a touchdown, pick 6, it's hard to overcome those things. But hopefully it'll turn for us. I mean, you go 7 games with 3 offensive turnovers, and then I think we got 9 in 3 games. I mean, it's crazy. So. Definitely something. And we, so when you watch the tape, we won the game. But just like last week, we got a lot we got to do better. Now, we did the things that you have to do to win, like play freaking physical and tough and have the right attitude and the right mindset. If you don't have that, I don't care what you do. And so we did a lot, all those things. We did we were disciplined and a little more just complimentary football at times, and we played aggressive, and so all of those things were good. But we got away with some things that maybe didn't cost us the game tonight, but it'll cost you a championship. So whereas when they get the wrong run, our 3 technique's not in the B gap. And they where do they run it? Right in the B gap. Just some basic things that we've got to do better. So there's always a lot to coach. There's always a lot to teach, whether you win or lose. But it sure is a lot better coming off a win. So, again, good to get back on track and to be 9-1. I'm proud of the team, but, we're a long way from being satisfied. We've got to have a great finish here and opportunity to, stay on track next week.
You see the physicality you wanted to with the front four on defense?
Oh, absolutely. I thought they dominated. Again, we missed on a few things. We pressured that quarterback. We got after him, and a bunch of 3-and-outs. There's a bunch of 3-and-outs. So the biggest disappointment was the third down runs. And the one Miles doesn't set on 3rd and 21. And they ran for 20 yards. That was all Miles. Just not doing his job, not just trying to do too much. And so, again, that didn't cost us, but those are the type of things that get you beat. And so regardless of what the scoreboard is, you still got to do your job. And so there's a lot that we can coach on and teach from. But, man, I thought Miles was great. I thought he got a lot of pressure. All those guys. We did a good job on the coverage with the exception of, poor awareness up 24-7. And they're not really moving the ball. And so their really only chance to get back in the game is to get some type of chunk play and we get a big double move for 70 yards or whatever it was. That was really disappointing. So, again, there's situational things, but we held them. We stopped them in the red zone, which was good to see. Held them to a field goal there. But a lot of things we can do better, but the name of the game is to get the win, and we got it done.
Coach Louisville led the nation in sacks coming in. They got you twice tonight, but I guess you'd be okay with that with Walker Parks out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I look at it. I don't know exactly what it was on. They got us on the one. I think he was trying to throw the hitch outside off of a RPO draw, and I think that was the back. I think it was Maffa didn't see him till late. They ran a little gut X blitz, I believe. That was one, and I can't remember the other one, but we'll look at it on tape. But yeah, these guys are leading the world in takeaways and in sacks. So very aggressive group and a handful to get ready. So just proud of our guys for getting back on top of it tonight.
With some of the drives that stalled in the second half, how much of that was mistakes on offense and how much of it was being careful with the ball?
All mistakes. Just some dumb stuff between the turnovers and a couple of missed plays, a couple of penalties. Just really, really disappointing. Then that we had a little lull right there where we just, and that's one of those areas. We got to put it away, and but again, we just kept battling, kept plugging, and the fumble by Zero. There's at least 3 times I think we were in plus territory that we got no points, and that's very frustrating.
Can you give a sense of, y'all getting an idea of how limited their offense was given Malik's left hand, what that process was like for y'all, or I guess for Wes, figuring out?
We didn't see anything limited about them. They got them backs, and they got Malik, and he can do it all. But I think it was his shoulder that got him out, right before the half. And then obviously the quarterback that came in, he's not. He made some nice plays and throw the ball, but he's a tough kid, but he's not the threat in the run game that Malik is. So, we were able to get to him a little bit more. Whereas you saw right before the half what happens when you get after Malik, and next thing you know, there he goes for 40 yards. So he just presents a different problem, whether he's got a banged up left hand or not. We did. I just felt like that. We were able to stop the run most of the night. Again, outside of a couple of plays here or there.
Coach, 150 games since you last lost consecutive games. Back in 2011, that's the longest streak in the country. What does that say about your program?
We respond. We're not perfect, but we've always responded, and we always will. I wish we never lost a game. I wish we win every game for the rest of my life, however long I'm a coach. But it's probably not going to happen. From time to time, you get beat. Sometimes you just stink. and you maybe you play pretty well, but you really do some dumb stuff that costs you a game, and then sometimes you just get your butt handed to you, and that's what happened last week. But you don't get mulligans. It's not like my golf game, right? You don't get a mulligan. You got to go on to the next one. And as I said this past week, it's disappointing, that you lose a game and everybody wants to fire everybody and everybody needs to get rid of everybody. It's just, that's the world we're in, and I think that's sad because you got these kids bust their butt and they work their tails off. Same with the staff every single week. Nobody ever wants to lose. But sometimes you got to give the opponent credit, and it's part of getting better. It's about managing failure, right? I mean, that's what you do. It's not just you have to manage success too, but you got to manage failure. There's not ever been a champion ever that didn't have some failure or some adversity, ever. So, that's a long time. And so what it says is we've got great people, we have great character, we have a great culture, and, we always respond. And so just proud of the credit goes to the player. Credit goes to the player because they got to buy in. And that's when I saw on Monday, I said, hey, we're going to be just fine. The guys went back to work, and that's what you do. That's what winners do, and that's what champions do.
Dabo, was there any thought of going to Cade after DJ's fumble during the first half?
No. That was a pressure. I think it was J Mac. He didn't really kind of get the ball pretty secured, and the guy was on him real quick. So it was a little more on the OL right there, but we all got to do a better job there at every position, taking care of the ball.
What has getting in with the first team defense? Is that a depth thing, or what's he done to kind of get in there?
Well, he's a really good player. He's very talented. That kid can do a lot. He could probably go play. He's a lot like Barrett. He could probably go play safety. In fact, that's what he played safety. He can fly. He's physical. He's tough. Played quarterback most of his life. So he really just has a great understanding of the game, and that's why you see him out there. But they were a lot of some heavy personnel stuff. So when they were in more of their 12 personnel, we had him in there. When they were getting their 11 personnel, we bring Mickens in, and Mickens and Makuba would kind of play that personnel grouping. But with Barrett going inside, we needed him to be a little more involved in the game plan. So it'll be exciting to get Trenton back and get him plugged back in, and got a lot we can build on with those guys. A great experience for Woodhouse.
Last week, you say anything on why they were out with Trenton and Walker?
Trenton's ankle, and Walker was in the concussion protocol.
And then with Tyler, do you know you'll get him back?
I don't know. They just said, they just came up and said he was out and his hamstring. So I don't know. I saw, so he was in street clothes. I hate that for him.
Was Kobe close?
He was very close, and probably could have played. And I told him right there at the end, even if we got it back, I wasn't going to put him in. It just no sense at that point. He had a great week of practice. Probably would have put Dominique in if we'd have got the ball back. But really good week of practice, and at that point, you don't want to have any type of setback in a game, in a situation like that. So, but yeah, he was ready to go. Probably not 100%, but he's close.
How much of Kobe's absence do you think has accelerated Phil Moffitt's development?
No doubt he's taking advantage of it, for sure. He's had a lot of opportunity and a lot of reps, and he's a big, powerful, fast guy. Great hips, great vision. He can turn the corner. He's got explosiveness. You don't realize how that. He's a 230-pound dude. You don't realize how fast he is. So just a great 1-2 punch right there with those guys.
Was injury on Will Taylor also?
What's that?
Will Taylor's injury?
Yeah, just nothing major, but just a little issue we got to clean up. I think he's got like a little small, maybe little meniscus area that they might clean up, so he might be out a couple weeks. Hopefully not long.
Is that the same knee?
I believe it is. I believe it is the same one.
DJ was saying that the throwback pass, he's been waiting a few weeks on that to call, and he was kind of.
Yeah, man, golly, he's got to go score on that. That was probably his worst play. We had it set up big time. It's a great play against a really aggressive group, and I know we got the holding call, but if we go score, we get the ball on the 10 or whatever it is. But it was fun. It was fun to see it executed. We've been kind of holding on that one, and Antonio did a good job, setting it up. But yeah, he'd like to have that one back. But Marcus Tate did a good job getting out there, and I think it was McFadden that had the hold, and I think it was definitely a hold too. So he got his money's worth.
Anyone else for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, nobody on Zoom tonight? We quit